Dear students, very good morning to all. Hope you all are fine. Today we are having a new chapter that is excretory products and their elimination. Let's have the introduction of this chapter first. Animals accumulate ammonia, urea, uric acid, carbon dioxide, water, and ions like sodium positive, potassium positive, chloride negative, phosphate, sulfate, etc., either by metabolic activities or by other means like excess ingestion. These substances have to be removed totally or partially. Ammonia, urea, and uric acid are the major forms of nitrogenous wastes excreted by the animals. Ammonia is the most toxic form and requires large amount of water for its elimination, whereas uric acid, being the least toxic, can be removed with a minimum loss of water. The process of removal of metabolic wastes from the body is called excretion. Animals are classified on the basis of their main excretory product. They could be of the following types. Ammonotelism. Ammonia is the most toxic form and requires large amounts of water for its elimination. This process of excreting ammonia is called ammonotelism. Many bony fishes, aquatic amphibians, and aquatic insects are ammonotelic in nature. Ammonia, as it is readily soluble, is generally excreted by diffusion across body surfaces or through gill surfaces, as in fishes, as ammonium ions. Kidneys do not play any significant role in its removal. Aquatic invertebrates such as amoeba, sponge, hydra, crayfish, tadpole larva frog, bony fishes are ammonotelic. Now, ureotelism. Terrestrial adaptation necessitated the production of lesser toxic nitrogenous wastes like urea and uric acid for conservation of water. Urea can be tolerated in much more concentrated form because it is 1 lakh times less toxic than ammonia. Mammals, many terrestrial amphibians, and marine fishes mainly excrete urea and are called ureotelic animals. Excretion of urea is known as ureotelism. Ammonia produced by metabolism is converted into urea in the liver of these animals and released into the blood, which is filtered and excreted out by the kidneys. Some amount of urea may be retained in the kidney matrix of some of these animals to maintain a desired osmolarity. Urea synthesis, the ornithine cycle, is the biochemical aspect of excretion, also called Krebs Henseleit cycle. It occurs in liver and includes number 1, formation of carbamoyl phosphate by the combination of ammonia, carbon dioxide and ATP. Number 2, carbamoyl phosphate combines with ornithine to form citrulline. Citrulline joins aspartic acid and changes to arginine arginosuccinic acid. The latter breaks into fumaric acid and arginine. With the help of enzyme arginase, arginine is hydrolyzed to urea and ornithine, which is thus regenerated and reused in the cycle. Eurycotelism. Reptiles, birds, land snails, and insects excrete nitrogenous wastes as uric acid in the form of pellet or paste with a minimum loss of water and are called uricotelic animals. Excretion of uric acid is known as uricotelism. Excretory product is mainly uric acid. Uric acid can be passed out almost in the form of a precipitate since it is almost insoluble in water. This leads to minimum loss of water. Uricotelism is very important for land vertebrates laying shelled eggs. If the embryo within the shelled egg had produced ammonia or urea that would have accumulated to toxic level. However, this problem is solved being uricotelic, as uric acid being almost insoluble gets precipitated and remain within the shell only. This problem is not faced by fishes or amphibians by having shell-less eggs. Ammonia or urea can diffuse out, or mammals as urea carried away by maternal blood at placenta. A survey of animal kingdom presents a variety of excretory structures. In most of the invertebrates, these structures are simple tubular forms, whereas vertebrates have complex tubular organs called kidneys. Some of the excretory structures found in animal kingdom are mentioned here. Protonephridia are flame cells. Number 1. These are the excretory structures in platyhelminthes, flatworms, for example, planaria, rotifers, some annelids, and the cephalocardate, for example, Amphioxus. Protonephridia are primarily concerned with ionic and fluid volume regulation, that is osmoregulation. Number 2, nephridia. These are the tubular excretory structures of earthworms and other annelids. Nephridia help to remove nitrogenous wastes and maintain a fluid and ionic balance. Number 3, Malpighian tubules. These are the excretory structures of most of the insects, including cockroaches. Malpighian tubules help in the removal of nitrogenous wastes and osmoregulation. Number 4, antennal glands are green gland. These perform the excretory function in crustaceans like prawns. This was all about today's class. Thanks.